exactly what we're talking about. Cloth a Pupil Initiative, a community-driven charitable organization established in 2018 to support pupils in public schools who lack access to proper school uniforms. The initiative was founded in response to the visible challenges faced by children from low-income backgrounds who attend school in worn-out, torn, or incomplete clothing. I could add other adjectives, but I'll just leave it at that. Wisdom Olu-Arotiwa, founder, Cloth of Pupil, joins us this morning. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
What necessitated this? Please don't tell me you went to public schools too.
I did.
We are plenty. Yeah. When is our association meeting?
You fix one that we attend?
Yes. So, what specific childhood experience or community observation led you to identify, the clothing as a barrier to education for children?
Yeah, thank you so much for the question, and thank you for having me once again. So I will say I'm a product of public school, and all my life I attended public schools. So I have first-hand experience and interaction with my classmates that comes to school with ripped uniforms, worn-out uniforms that are not suitable. My mom was a teacher, so I attended the same school where she teaches.
Interesting.
And so while we're also struggling those years because teachers were not getting enough pay, my mom will still get to school, and while she's getting me lunch, she's buying lunch for children that have not even had breakfast that day. So one way or the other, the expert father was very young. She was already spurring something inside of me that she was not even aware of. So as I navigate my way through life, I know that is a pathway I need to take. I need to be not just be conscious about my immediate family, but the fact that I need to be conscious and reach out to people that came that are from a very, very low background, and I need to actually support them. And I've done that for years, even aside of Cloth a Pupil.
I was going to say, is it just about uniforms, or do you also, get people to support through maybe clothes, children's clothes that they're not using that you can use? Because if those kids need uniforms, they probably also are struggling with regular clothes, to wear as well. Yeah.
So for now, it's uniform.
Okay, right.
Because there are a lot of challenges that people that goes to school with uniform face. I will take, for example, one of the schools I went to that was on Wednesday in Ibadan. I can see, even though everywhere was very hot, the girl was just on this sweater, and it was basically because the uniform she's wearing is torn. So I know that already that kind of girl, they cannot ask question in class and she will raise up her hand to answer the question because she already has low self-esteem because of her outlook. Their level of interaction is also less because they are actually really focusing on what they are wearing and they are not measuring up with their classmates. So those are ways that this school uniform is impacting them negatively. They are supposed to be focusing on education, learning, but actually the ripped uniform is actually a major factor that is distracting them from what they are supposed to actually focus on.
How bad is the situation?
Very bad, sir. Because I can say for free that over 50% of pupils in public schools are going to school with ripped uniform, worn-out uniform that are not suitable for them to wear in a proper setting or climate.
And what's your success rate of getting people to latch onto your initiative? Okay, what's the response like?
Yeah, so I started in 2018 myself. I just identify school and then go there to give them the uniform. I did another, not consistently anyways, but 2022 I did another one. So in 2026 I know that I have friends that I can, in quotes, harass them to say, guys, I need 50K from you, we need to clothe 10 pupils. And so I was able to get some of my friends. But now I needed more people to be aware. I needed more people to have this social responsibility to know that this is actually a venture that we need to actually look into, such that we are impacting these children positively. So for close friends, I'm getting few responses from some of them, but I think it's more when we get it out there where people are actually aware of what is happening and what we need to do, and they're actually supporting. And I'm hoping that that will come to play.
You know, many times we talk about corporate social responsibility. For corporations to come, and definitely they want their signboard on anything that they put their money into. But there is also something they call personal social responsibility, where individuals can be philanthropists, you know, on their own and by themselves. And a good number of people already do stuff like that, going to houses built on water, schools built on water, markets built on water, and all of that. If anyone was to reach out to you now and say, Mr. Olu-Arotiwa, would like to be a part of this, what's the conduit? How do they reach you?
So we have a website. The website is www.clothepupil.com. On that website, you can volunteer. You can be a state champion to say you are going to be managing, take for example, Osun State. You are a champion for that Osun State. Go to school, identify schools, and then reach out to the headmistress of the school, reach out to artisans within the school to actually sew uniforms. You can also partner, and that is organization, entities, religious bodies that want to partner. And the last set are the people that want to just donate. All of those are on the website.
This is your website? This is your website?
Yes, please. That's the website.
Interesting. Okay.
That's really interesting. Okay, continue.
Look, I wanted to, you know, because a number of people listening to and watching you right now are moved themselves. The story of success, that girl, I think it was in Delta or Edo State, you know, is still prime on people's minds. We have seen environments where children are on the ground, seated, and all of those things. Have you ever had any pushback when you go to any of these areas? Any pushback from the local education authority or the local government or the state government saying, why are you doing this, and all of that?
So far, I've not had pushbacks, but I've had information that maybe now that Lagos State, you need to write to some letters, go through some processes. I've not, because this year I didn't do Lagos, I only did Ogun State and Oyo State. And when I went to Ogun State, there was no pushback. These teachers, the headmistress just accepted, and then they were able to actually show me the pupils that needed uniforms. And then we got an artisan, because we were also trying to achieve two things. We are trying to create a kind of social enterprise such that we are reaching out to artisans within the community where those schools are. So we don't sew. We identify school, identify pupils that need those uniforms, get artisans within the community. Nigerian factor that someone just bring clothes from somewhere and just come and give it to my child. So we identify a fashion designer or a tailor within the community that is known to the school authority, and then provide a fund to them, agree on the timing that it will require for them to sew the uniform for the pupils, and we go back on the day they are going to actually bring the school uniforms, and then they share it to the pupils. So for now, I've not encountered any form of pushback from any authority for now.
Right.
I'm hoping that will not come to play.
Yeah. Well, what about infrastructure or logistical hurdles? Have you come across that? How have you been able to overcome it? Yeah,
so we are actually, and that is why we put up the volunteer link on the website, because I cannot be in all the states. So, but if we have people that can champion the states that also have this social responsibility kind of mindset, and I use that word cautiously because he mentioned about corporate. So social responsibility cut across. So it can be Christian social responsibility, it can be religious bodies social responsibility, it can be personal, it can be entities, organizations that want to reach out to Pupil. So that logistic is not there. This week alone, I've traveled out of Lagos like two times now. I was in Ibadan on was it Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I was in Ogun State yesterday. and of course, it will tell. So, but that logistic of going around doing that, trying to how to go twice. Thankfully, I have some people that are volunteers in Oyo State that went to the school I went to on Wednesday. They went ahead of time, met with the headmistress, identified the pupils, got the artisan, and I only just went back there to present the uniform on Wednesday. But for Ogun State, I had to go on my own on the day last week, and then went back yesterday to present those uniforms. So it's a lot of Azu trying to travel across, the state, and this is just southwest now. Now, if we start to look at southeast, south, so we need a lot of champion across the states to take it up upon themselves and work together with us.
Wow.
Okay. If you were to interface with states, like you said, the Lagos State government, for instance, is trying to create a pathway for you to do this. What difference would it make to interface, to execute this lofty and lovely initiative through the governments of each state, or maybe even the local government? What difference do you think it will make?
Yeah, what we are careful about is we don't want the initiative to be politicized. We want something that is just for everyone, that is not because someone is vying for a position or because of an election coming. We don't want that. We just want it to just flow through, because it's all about humanity first. So if our states are open to this initiative, I'm 100% actually open for us to partner together. What is more important is the fact that we are actually getting what we needed to do for those pupils.
Exactly.
Their shoes, their uniforms. So partnership across any level, entities, corporate organization, government, we are 100% open for that kind of partnership.
I get the point of politicization because, yes, of course, we know how politicians can be, but just as you said now, what difference does it make anyway? If you want to give us 5 million and you want to put so long as you not put your party logo on the uniform,
yeah,
you not put your party whatever on the uniform, it's not carrying your name in any way, manner, shape or form, but the children are going to wear the uniforms and all of that. What difference does it make if a politician says he wants to support you?
Yeah, it's like I said, it will go a long way as far as there's no drums and dance. It's basically just to impact the children. So it will make a difference. Apparently, it also shows that that kind of person or politician has the heart of the people, not because of position, not because they want to be re-elected or be elected to offices. It's just because they see it as an initiative that is impacting the young ones, and is also shaping the future of Nigeria, of the nation. Because if you say they are the leaders of tomorrow, we need to shape them from today. So, and it's very, very critical.
Right. Well, so the future, I mean, your sustainability plan to ensure that you keep this going. I know that you say you're looking for collaborators, and I see that if you do it could be a really huge thing. So what's your plan for the next 5 to 10 years to sustain this?
Yeah, so first is that to identify those that actually have corporate, because it's not a profit-making organization. It's to identify people that are not driven by money, that are more driven by impacting lives across the states or the federation. People that have love for children, the ones that love for the vulnerable, because these children are actually very vulnerable. They have no control of who their parents is or who their guardian or the kind of school or the family they were giving birth into. So for 10 years, what we do right now is just uniform and shoes.
Right.
We are looking at bags, books. In a proper setting, schools should have SS uniform even reserved. I saw a child playing when I went to Ibadan, and I called him to say, if we give you this uniform, you cannot play like this. But we cannot control their level because ideas can come from even the simple play that they play. And so if a child has messed up his uniform, there should be reserve that can be given to that child to wear back to their, to their houses. So in the next 10 years, we want to expand more than what we are doing right now. We want to be able to give books, bags, complete kits for pupils in public school. Aside from that, even like we started by saying that apart from uniform, are we looking at even clothes that people can, because we are in an environment where, until that thing is totally worn out, that's when you remember that I can dash it out. But it doesn't have to be worn out. It can be in good shape, and then you are still giving it to a child that needs it. So we are looking at that as well. We're also looking at adopting schools where children can easily come and have breakfast club. They can have lunch before they. So the headache of breakfast and lunch is already taken off their parents, and it's just dinner that they go back home to eat. So these are plans in the next 10 years. And I believe that we are on course to actually be able to achieve that. Because people, in this my little journey, I know people want to also give, but they're also kind of weary of accountability and transparency. Yeah. And that is one of the challenges that charity organization is facing in Nigeria. There's no proper accountability. People come to ask for support. They get the support, and then just for you to show the books, it becomes an issue. So we are tending more towards publishing our accounts, how money leaves the account, how money comes to the account, what is being expended on, report of each of the schools that we've gone into, and number of pupils that we have been able to attend to per time that we go into schools.
So who are the people you are appealing to now to come and support this lofty initiative?
Yeah, first, corporate entity organizations first, individuals, no matter how small it is, religious bodies. Religious body, I will say, I'm cautious of really saying that, because that is actually the only entities that brings the poor and the rich together alike. There is no separate mosque for the rich. When you go to mosque, everybody is together. So that's also be a bridge between the rich and the poor. So religious body that are actually really keen about supporting the vulnerable, the young ones, individuals, organizations, governments. Yeah, we are open to also working with governments to come and support this.
Do you have a target? Say you want to close X number of pupils by year 2027 or 2030, as some people do.
So this is 2026. So 2030 is about 4 years' time. Yeah. Why I will not put a target is because closing a pupil is a continuum. Yeah. We cannot say we have closed this number.
You may want to be able to have said, okay, by so year, you want to have done X number for X number of pupils.
Yes, if you've not done anything at all, at least.
Yeah, in the next 4 years, we should have closed over 5 million pupils.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the target, and it's achievable. Very, very much achievable.
Absolutely. I know that there are some religious organizations that already do this. Daystar, for instance, Daystar Christian Center, once a year, they did what they call...
Is it back to school?
Back to school.
Back to school, yeah.
Back to school initiative. They gave books, bags, shoes. I'm not sure of school uniforms, but bags, school books, and that's notebooks, yeah, and writing utensils and all of that. Since you said religious organizations, you're happy to collaborate with them. If they came up and said, look, we're already doing this, how can we do it together? Would you be open to it?
Definitely. Like I said, it's not about who owns the initiative. It's about the fact that we are touching lives. So as far as we are still touching lives, I'm 100% open to it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. I know that there is another body, and maybe one or two others, who do something for girls. Yeah. Menstrual something.
Yeah. I can't remember the name, but yes.
Yes, they produce period poverty, they call it. They're trying to enrich young ladies I think in secondary school largely, who are just getting into their monthly cycles and all of that. Are there any specificities to what you do in these schools, or it's broad based?
Yeah, so I'm just actually really hearing about this, but we are more on the clothing part.
Okay. Just clothes?
Yeah, just the uniforms, the and bags and shoes.
Bags, shoes, uniforms,
yeah, uniforms,
socks.
Yeah, socks.
Okay.
I want to commend some people as well. So I was speaking to a friend on Saturday, and she was telling me that she has a friend that is actually focusing on boy-child reorientation, which is very, very good. I love to hear such kind of thing, because the work can just not be done by just one person. It's a lot. It's a lot that we need to do. So if I see entities, organizations do such thing, I'm always happy to actually be associated with those kind of entities and organizations. So if there's a way this kind of organization that is into menstrual whatever come into play to say how can we also penetrate the school, 100% we will work together with them.
Well, we can only wish you the best because the initiative is lofty, and since you are a community-driven charitable organization, we expect those that are nationally driven charitable organizations to come and dissipate to you. Thank you so much for your time today. Wisdom Olu-Arotiwa is founder, Cloth of Pupil. We appreciate you once
Thank
more.
you so much for
all
having
the
me.
best.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
When we return, it's our home stretch. And guess who's coming to dinner? Oh, sorry. It's long. We'll be right back.
To brunch.